Hey guys, welcome to the Dank Shrine. I'm one of your hosts, one of your amazingly dank hosts, Anthony Toast Williamson, and my co-host here is.
Zilly, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Dank Shrine.
It feels like we've done more than 3 episodes for some reason, but I know we haven't, and maybe that's just because we were so fucking tired last week that
Yeah,
it just seemed like, oh my god, do we have to do this again?
yeah. Last week was a little bit brutal, and apologies if the show wasn't quite up to par. I know you were traveling all across the
Yeah.
entire eastern seaboard.
Yeah, done a lot of traveling. Was down in Georgia for the better part of 2 weeks. Finally made it home, and I ended up like long hauling it home. Oh, fuck, like 27 hours or something, like almost straight. I was I was literally dead.
Yeah, but no more
Like
of that,
while
right?
we were going, like I was falling asleep in the chair, like zoning out. Like I'm glad it was low quality because you probably couldn't see me like
No,
drifting
no.
off.
Last week was high quality, so rip.
No, my cam wasn't though. This is a new
Oh,
cam. Everyone should notice that they can actually see me.
yeah, and you look good, man. I mean,
Well,
no
thank
homo,
you.
but
I got this sick Born Gosu swag sweatshirt on.
that's right. Speaking of looking good, that is nice.
Everyone get
Yeah,
ready. Our jerseys are coming. You can purchase one for $59.99.
that's right. Yeah, if you remember Born Gosu, I know there's a channel in the chat talking about all the jersey memes. So yeah, everybody can be looking good, just like Toast with that logo on them.
Well, maybe not as good, but
You can try, right?
you could try. Yeah,
Yeah.
you look pretty good.
Yeah. Well, this week's way better for me. I know you were traveling all across for work. I wasn't traveling, but it was the final downstream week for work. It's like manufacturing biologics, and when you get in that last week, there's this major grind, and it was like an 18-hour shift. I think the night before we recorded, so I'm much more chipper this week, and I'm ready to get into some
Yeah.
great StarCraft content. Born Gosu, all the dankness of the Dank Archon right here. You and me, baby.
Yeah, I think that's what you call like a clusterfuck week, actually.
Yeah, it kind of was, but we made it work.
Definitely. All right. Well, first I want to give a shout out to the Twitter. Remember, guys, follow at Dank Shrine on Twitter. Hit us up with questions, which we'll answer. Which we do have one question today, which we'll go over at the end. I believe. Right. We'll hit it at the end.
Best for last.
Perfect. Okay.
Yep.
The email is what is it at dankshrine at gmail.
Yep. Thanks, trying to
And then don't forget to check out Born Good. Oh, and then don't forget to check out borngosu.com and also choboteamleague.com.
Yeah, that's right. We're here promoting Born Gosu. It is the team. It's part of the Chobo Team League.
CTL.
And yeah, CTL. And we're all about playing competitive matches for StarCraft. We're always trying to look for new members, and we try to promote the team with this podcast, with this series. So if you're interested in joining, go ahead and go to the website, borngosu.com, and that's where the memes are, boys.
Yeah, the team, I would say Born Gosu is 10% luck, 20% skill, 80% memes.
Yeah, and at least
Some
100% 12 pools.
What?
At least 100% 12 pools, right?
That I heard you can get masters with 12 pools.
Is that how it works?
That someone asked that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, be sure if you have any questions to go to that Twitter, and we'll be answering those every week. And we're gonna go over the first thing is gonna be the foreign scene, and we'll be going over WCS Mexico, making some predictions. So if you want to go in there, give your predictions. We can see who is the original oracle of predicting all the right winners, and yeah, we can see who's gonna be the best person at figuring out who's gonna make it through, hold up that trophy at the end of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that, the foreign scene.
Yeah, so I mean, right now, the most current thing, and I think the most exciting thing coming up right now is the WCS Mexico City, which is like the something international. I can't remember exactly what they call it.
Copa International, something
Copa.
like that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
We have one of our members going. Are you aware of that?
Yeah. One of our new members, Darth Julius. Shout us out to him. He'll be attending down there, down in Mexico. Got tickets, and he's gonna be repping us down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully he can do other things besides Mac on Babes and maybe get some talent to the team.
If that's all he does, then props.
He's representing well. I mean, if that's all he does, I mean, I'm not going to be disappointed.
Right. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good tournament. Mexico City, you talk about a big stage. Yeah. A lot of folks live down in Mexico City. I've only flown over it and landed in the airport, and holy cow, that is a lot of folks. So hopefully they'll get some good attendance out there.
Well, we do have a lot of things this weekend, just in general, between this GSL. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, but I mean, attending one of these live events, especially with the foreigners, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You get to see your guys root for them. Yeah, so let's kind of go over the matchups and talk about who you think is going to be doing
Yeah,
the
go over
best out
bracket.
there. So maybe I should go ahead and just pull it up real quick so everybody can see.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna preview the bracket. We'll kind of give our predictions on who we think is gonna win and some scores maybe, and then we'll see who's a better StarCraft knowledgeist between me and Zilly.
Who knows?
We're gonna keep score.
Yeah, because this is
Well, it's less about who knows. It's less about who knows what, more than who can just get lucky and predict better. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so this is the bracket right here. And I'm just kind of going to show it real quick so everybody can get a look at it, and then we'll go over the predictions. So we have Cyan versus Kellizer, essentially a play-in game to go against Showtime. Euthermal against Hydra in the upper bracket, and then we have Haas against Snoot, a play-in game between Agaz and Scarlet, and the winner of that will go on to play Neeb.
Yeah.
So let me pull back into our other scene.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that first match. I think Kel'Thuzir actually has. To me, I think he's the better player, and I actually see him moving on. And I'm gonna say 3-1 in Kel'Thuzir's favor.
I'd have to agree with you. I think the problem we have with a Protoss from China, these people play very differently. It's an entirely different meta, so it's hard to predict a game like this. But Kellizer is one of these guys. He plays in South America. He plays with a massive amount of ping, and I think that you go into a live event like this, and it really favors him. Like, he knows the game. You talk about people who go and are streaming, and they're like, I can beat any character except for Kellizer. Like, Kellizer always kills me, and everybody's always talking about Kelly that way. And I think that he doesn't necessarily hit everybody because of the server that he's on, but I think that the folks that do play him attest to what a great player he is. So I see him walking away from that one, but I think it might be a little bit closer. I'll go with the 3-2. But I'm going to go ahead and say he wins too.
Yeah. Going into the next game, then, if our predictions are both right, he'll play Showtime. Showtime actually did very, very poorly at the last event.
Yeah.
Kind of disappointed, Showtime. What the fuck?
And wasn't that a European event too? Like the last one?
What's that?
I think the last event we had, or no, was it in China? It might have been in China. But
no, I think it was Montreal, actually.
Montreal, you're right, yeah. So he should have been doing well there. And you're right, and I haven't seen him, I know that for a while there he was streaming and producing a lot of content, and I haven't seen him out there that much. Yeah, I have to say, maybe not going to get the results that we've seen earlier on in the year.
No, I'm still predicting him to win, just based off of talent and past wins. I say he'll take that match 3-1.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and disagree. I think Kellizer, I really like him. I mean, I don't get to watch him play a whole lot. You only see him at these WCS events, but I think he's a really strong player, and I think that Terrans are kind of figuring out how to deal with some of this Protoss, adeptery, if you will. And I see Kelly being one of these guys that's going to go out there and get it done. So I'll give him the advantage there, 3-1.
I'll take the Adept Nation.
I heard it's a good unit.
Going into Euthermal Hydra. So now we have the newest member of Team Liquid. That was one of the people we thought might go to Team Liquid.
Yeah, the predictions were true. That's right.
It was him or Beyond, and I would have been happy with either one, to be honest.
Both is okay with me.
But Euthermal he's been playing very, very well. Kind of like we mentioned last week. Now that the Koreans have been region locked, it's brought up the competition a step up for everyone, and I think that's been able to have their games raised even higher to match. So going off that, I'm actually gonna go. I think Hydra's probably favored, but I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go 3-2 Euthermal.
I like it. I think Euthermal, he's been practicing. Hydra just hasn't had it feels like he hasn't had the dominance that he used to have in the scene. And I think some of that is just being removed from the Korean. You talked about it being different and helping the foreigners, but I think for a person who's in Korea and then having to come to the foreign scene and having to continually play outside of that fierce competition, and maybe even for him, it's just being in California and living the life, not having that strict schedule of practice. But
I think also part of it is going to be just Euthermal's going to want to show up for Team Liquid. Just coming off that signing, he's going to be hyped. Hey, I gotta prove my worth here. I want to show some good games here, and I want to show Team Liquid they made the right choice by picking me up.
I think you're right. The thing I worry about with you, Thermal, I think he might be a little bit too try hard here. I know Hydra is a good. I hope you Thermal makes it because I love the guy. I think he's a Terran god, and I'm like I said, super stoked about the whole Liquid thing. But
Yeah.
Hydra, I think this might be Hydra's time. He maybe doesn't have to travel as far. I think he's got a better schedule. There's not going to be that lag, and yeah, I think he might be the guy that has been in these positions with big crowds, is able to go and take that game. And I'm going to go with the upset here. I'll take Hydra.
What score?
I'll go 3-1 again. I like that.
3-1. Okay. All right. So then we'll go Haas Snoot. I'm just going to take Snoot. I'm going to take Snoot in a 3-0. I think he's just going to destroy Haas.
What do you mean? How can you root against Haas, man?
The thing is like I think he's been around long enough where everyone's like, I fucking know what's coming. Like you're not gonna pull any dank shit on me.
It doesn't matter if you know what's coming. This is Haas. He'll do it right in your face, right? He's one of these guys that just doesn't care. You know what's coming, and he's still gonna execute it. Snoot, I know Snoot does good at these though.
I think Snoot just plays on another level. I just think that I think if we're gonna see we're gonna see 2 3-0s in this first round here.
Yeah.
But I think Snoot's gonna be one of them. I think he's gonna take a 3-0.
Yeah, I'm trying to build in the Haas hype train, but I'm right there with you. I think Snoot, Snoot's been there.
I like Haas.
You talk about a guy that knows what's going on here. Haas is going to be dealing with jet lag even more so probably than Snoot is. And I think Snoot is familiar with this scene. I know that he was doing really good early in the year, but I think in a PVZ, I'll give the Zerg the favor here. I think Snoot takes it, but I'll say it's close 3-2 because Haas has got some tricks up his sleeves.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Next we have Igiz Scarlet. Again, 3-0 Scarlet. Igiz is good. He's not on the same level. Like he's like the best Australian. You know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh because he did do well at Montreal, but I think that was more luck than anything. Just to be honest, like it's not that he's a bad player. He's a good player, but I just think he lacks the skill to match Scarlet.
I mean, he's always been there. He's one of these players that always qualifies through the Australian. I think that's why he got to the position he's at there. One. Well, I mean, you got Pig too, but Pig's not really competing as much anymore. So yeah, he is the guy representing Australia. But I think you're right. Scarlet is just too dang good. She's been living in Korea.
She's dominant.
And yeah, 3-0. I don't think you could really talk too much more about it.
Okay, so then I think we're
both Terrans are against their Scarlet's going on here, right?
So we'll both take Scarlet. So I say 3-0. What do you say?
I'll take the 3-0 too.
3-0, got it. All right, so now we go into what I think is probably the most interesting match of the bracket.
You can't deny it.
Scarlet Neeb again. Yep. Now, last time, Neeb won, which I predicted. Knocked Scarlet out. Here's the thing. I think if Scarlet wins and beats Neeb, she wins the whole thing. That's how dominant I think Scarlet can be. I think Neeb is that's her uphill. She's got to push that boulder, and so far she hasn't been able to do that.
Yep.
But I think if she can finally do it, I think she wins the whole thing.
I'd agree with you there, and I think that you could almost say the same thing about Neeb though, because Neeb has gotten so many times where he's not quite been able to make it to these finals, right? But I think he's such a young player.
He's getting
just
there. I don't think
high school, right? This could be the time where if he gets past Scarlet, he's able to make it all the way. But
we'll see.
I think that's going to be hard for him. These two, like we've talked about before, they're every day playing against each other.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, I think if Scarlet wins it, she'll go on all the way, and I'll take her as the winner. If she loses to Neeb, I say Neeb will probably shit the bed again, and I'll probably take Thermal if he wins or Showtime if he wins, one or the other. If Scarlet loses,
I don't know. I have a hard time with this one. These two, there's so much mind games going on, right? You talk, it's almost like a team kill. It's two people that know each other inside out. I think that there's more things that Neeb, though, can do than there is that Scarlet can do. And I think that gives him the advantage here because of the diversity of builds that he can have, toward the later game. Whereas you know what Scarlet's going to do. Scarlet's known for a certain style, right? I mean, and to a sense, Neeb is too, but there's more potential variations and more ability for him to adapt to what Scarlet plays. So
I think I'll take Scarlet in a 3-2.
I'll go with Neeb. You can't say anything aside from a 3-2 because these are two players.
It will be close.
Evenly matched.
Yeah. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be close.
Hey, one thing we know, either way, North America wins.
Yeah, North America.
North America, right there. We got
Yeah.
we got bracket North America here in the bottom, so definitely pulling for the bottom half.
The North American hope.
That's right. Well, both of them are. I mean, Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're two of the best too. So,
yeah, absolutely.
all right. Well, moving on. We'll go into GSL. So we're in GSL finals. GSL Hot Six Season 2 finals.
Absolute, out of control, hype machine
Ser-
right here. We are talking about one of the best finals that I can think of in a long time.
Since like DRG MKP, I mean, this is seriously it. Like SOS, 2-time winner for GSL, right? One of the best players at the moment. And then you have Beyond going against all odds, teamless, by himself, making it there to the finals. And this is the first time a teamless Korean has made it to the finals.
It's history. I mean, and here's the thing that's so damn cool about Beyond. Like, he doesn't even want to be on a team. He's got this whole Cinderella story, like the emotions. He just doesn't even fit any of the Korean stereotypes, right? It's this brand new kind of thing that not only is a first teamless player, but it's the first player that goes into these interviews, and you actually want to watch Beyond's interview at the end of the GSL match because he's got some cool things to say. Like last week, he wanted to thank his coach
himself,
right?
Yeah,
he's dank. He's dank as fuck.
He's dank as fuck. That's true. Well, the other thing about Beyond too, though, is he's been around since Wings. And he has not done anything in 2014 and 2015. Zero. Nothing to note whatsoever. Pretty much gone off the face of the map. Comes back in 2016, comes into the season being a dominant force, just showing everyone like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to play. I'm going to win this. I'm going to wreck the fuck out of you.
And did it. I mean, it's
every
single time being the underdog too. The emotions, that's what you got to love the most about Beyond is the raw emotions. And it's going to be such a fun series. It's a PVT, which is a fun matchup. We might see some adepts. Here's the thing about SOS. This is a guy that's done it before, and he plays in such an interesting, beautiful style. And there's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is SOS is just so smart. I think that's what separates him. Is his skill level, but also just his smarts. I mean, his game sense, if you will, is out of control. Just for knowing timings. Hey, I should be looking for a drop like now, and he'll scout that. It's like, holy shit! Like, how would you know that?
And just mind gaming the hell out of his opponent.
Yeah.
Putting something where we'll talk about this in the next game, but he was able to show some really interesting stuff in the Pro League finals, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of is him just kind of putting something right where you wouldn't see it, and it's almost like this TLO creativeness in a Korean sense on an extremely high level, and SOS just performs though, and that's what he has that a lot of other people don't, and that's what worries me about this because I'm certainly thinking that SOS has the upper hand here. Because there's money on the line, and when there's money on the line, we know who shows up.
Oh, well, either way, Beyond's done a hell of a job. He's still going to get some money. I hope that he does win. He's got my money, even though I'm part of the Protoss Brotherhood. I really want Beyond to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're in the wrong. I know that most people. I saw a poll today, and there was a good amount of voters, and I think it was 2/3 of the voters were saying that SOS was going to win, and I'd say that's pretty true. I think maybe even more so. You got this huge crowd, live arena, right? And you know that SOS has been there before. He's played in how many BlizzCons he won last year, and this is he has to win this. I think essentially to make it to BlizzCon. So I have a hard time imagining him choking like we saw, at the GSL finals at the beginning of the season with TY.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll make that kind of an error where he makes 2 factories or what have you.
No, I think it'll be tough. I think he's favored, and I think he's got a good chance. And if he does get there, I mean, he's already won 2 BlizzCons. I mean, what's the third?
We talked about it when we were going through, I think it was the quarterfinals or something. It was like SOS was here, and these tough matchups, but you can't count SOS out of it because he's just
never.
He's just that damn good.
Yeah.
But one interesting thing before we move on from this is that Björn, he's such an emotional player, right? He really feels the moment he's there. It's not like this crazy regimented practice or Korean mentality. He's a very different type of player, and I'm interested to see how he reacts to the live crowd, the people there cheering him on, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of folks there, shouting Björn's name with the kind of performance he's put on this year to get there.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how that turns out. Does it affect his game? does he feed off of it? Because I can imagine that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he is a very emotional player. I think if he gets down, it'll be hard for him, and I think if he gets up, it'll work for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So a great series that'll be on. I think I want to say. Well, it's
Said,
like 5 o'clock Korean time, right? So that should be sometime early morning for America.
is that tomorrow?
Yeah, it is. It is tomorrow. So it should be early tomorrow for us.
What's okay? Yeah, so it would be ASL. Guys, don't forget to watch the ASL. We're not really going to talk about that because it's Brood War, but
Yeah,
the finals are on there.
And that's going to be right before. So if you happen
Yeah.
to tune in early for the GSL
Let's watch
finals, you'll be
everything.
seeing some Brood War, and that's fun to watch too.
So yeah, tomorrow you got Sharp vs Shuttle for ASL. Watch that. Then we got GSL SOS First Beyond, and then later in the afternoon we'll have the WCS Copa International.
Yeah, so tomorrow, like we were talking about last week, find a
Tons
nice
of
spot
StarCraft.
on the couch, put it on your big screen TV, on your computer,
Guys.
whatever, and just veg out and watch some StarCraft.
Guys, this would have been a good time to get a vasectomy. You could have just told the wife, I can't do anything. I just got to relax.
It's like the
Fuck March Madness.
Yeah, March Madness / this weekend. Great times for vasectomies.
Exactly. We'll see the rates go up.
Either way, I'm really, really hyped for this game. Can't wait. God dang, what a great series. Either way,
Wait,
it'll be really
do nerds do vasectomies?
I mean, you never be too careful, right?
I mean, maybe if you're as handsome as Tasteless and you are. Clearly, it didn't work for Artosis.
Yeah, he's too late.
Maybe he's really good one. No, just kidding, Artosis. We love you.
Yeah, both great casters, and always good to see the GSL finals casted by those two because they do a great job. Have a ton of game knowledge, and they'll be bringing that hype in the most pure and beautiful way possible.
Speaking of that, who is actually going to do WCS then?
I imagine it'd be the regular crowd,
But if it's the same day, they're not. Tasteless and Artosis won't be there.
No, but I mean, they
Todd
used to be there, right? It's gonna be Todd and the whole.
That other guy.
Nathanius will be out there,
Yeah, Nate will be there. I'm sure. Yeah, that's true. Roddy, I'm sure will be there too.
Pretty boy, yeah, it'll be your normal crew. I mean, there's been a little
That's
bit
what I
more of the Korean gang there lately, but I think that they'll be busy. They'll have their hands full this weekend.
Right. All right, moving on. We got what, SPL?
Yeah, we want to talk a little bit about the finals that happened last weekend. That was a lot of hype, but it kind of ended a little bit one-sidedly.
What did you predict for that? Like, where did you see this going?
I mean, it was hard because KT looked like they had a chance here, but it's just hard. The players you have on Jin Air are just too strong, and that's what I thought was going to be the winners going in. I didn't see it being this one-sided. I thought that KT would get a couple of wins. I know Narwhal was talking about it. He thought that Jin Air would dominate too. But I didn't see it being this one-sided. It was a 4-0.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely just a crushing.
It's not. I don't think it was expected. They do have such a stacked lineup, but at the same time, Jin-Air they're right there too. I mean, they've got some of the best players. If it came down to two teams, it was going to be these two. But yeah, for them to get booty slapped 4-0 is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, SKT looked like they had a decent team against KT. Hell, maybe they would have done better, but you at least expect TY or Zest to pick up a game, hopefully
Right.
2 games there. And Stats, a really good player as well, and wasn't even able to get out there. It was too late for him.
Right.
So
Yeah, we didn't see Creator, Rogue, Stats, or Leonok.
Yeah, didn't get to see any of those. And there could have been potentially an ace match, and that would have been fun. I was really hoping to see a better series here. I'm hoping the ones this weekend have a little bit more drama involved. Just wanted to give a quick rundown of the games for those of you who didn't see them and don't care to watch the VODs. If you're going to watch the VODs, spoilers. We had Kira versus Trust the first game, and that was on Frost. And it was kind of unfortunate because it really set the tone poorly for KT. It was a Hellion drop that got like 12 probes, and Kira was just able to take the game from a huge economic lead.
Yeah, I don't like my probes.
There were some toasty probes.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah.
I don't like that though. Like my drones crispy, not my probes.
That's right. And then we had a TVT, Morrow versus TY, and this was kind of a weird build from TY. He went for a proxy Banshee and ended up taking, again, Hellion damage and getting behind. And it's really cool to watch these two play TVT. They don't ever take bad engagements, but Morrow was able to just kind of play from his economic advantage and just choke out TY in the end.
Yeah.
And I think a really interesting game that really set the way that the rest of it was going to happen was Zest versus Trap. You have Zez, one of these excellent players, right?
It's so interesting that he would try this and not just play a standard game because he's such a. I think he's a much better standard player, and I think when you're down 2-0, you don't take that big of a risk.
Yeah. Well, one thing about this is that these players, it's not like a best of 7 where you don't know what position you're in going in, and you're gonna make your build different, right? You prepare your build ahead of time. You know you have one match, it's a best of 1. You know your map, and he decided I'm gonna cannon rush on New Gettysburg, and he lost his high ground position with the cannon rush and just kind of got shut down by trap. It was kind of embarrassing a little bit, I think, and I think it kind of crushed the whole spirits of the team at that point.
Yeah, because then going into SOS Jockey, I mean, you could tell that he was stressed.
Yeah, and Jockey hasn't had as much success as he's had, with the last expansion of the game. You haven't seen him being one of these premier players for Terran the way that he used to be.
Yeah.
But a really fun game to finish it off. SOS ended up going for the proxy robo here. And again, one of these things we're talking about with SOS, and I think it's a good game to focus on because we're going to be seeing him this weekend playing proxy to robo to go out and get the warp prism, put on a ton of pressure. Jockey ended up seeing it, defending it perfectly, but like you're talking about, SOS is one of these guys that just kind of has the game sense to be able to say, okay, this isn't working. What's my next move going to be? And has some really creative styles.
I feel like he's always at least 2 steps ahead of you.
He is. I think he has this entire program, algorithm going on in his head of, okay, if this unit happens to die, what I'm going to do next. And it's
all he sees is the matrix. He just sees the lines of code.
I mean, not innovation. It's more of it's like an artist. It's like an artist's matrix, right? Like He's not that innovation type style of computer. But he has such a game sense and an understanding and just a really creative play style. And he ended up kind of coming out from behind. He had a really dedicated attack that didn't get much done. Ended up going for disruptors, speed prisms into Colossus. And I think that Jockey did a really good job of kind of putting the pressure on him, took out his 3rd and 4th bases going to the end, and had all of these liberation zones. And I thought, man, there's no way in hell SOS is going to be able to pull this out. But like the brilliant person that he is, just kind of went and base traded across the map on Frozen Temple.
He showed you, man. He showed you he could do it.
He could, yeah. You just can't ever count SOS out, and took the series for Jin Air, man. Pretty cool.
That was a good game too, guys. I recommend watching that one. We watched that one a little bit. We watched it before the cast, and that is an excellent game.
If you don't want to watch any of these, check out that one. Definitely a fun game.
Definitely.
Really interesting play styles and something you don't see typically a lot of. Disruptor into Colossus, speed prisms. It's really fun stuff. Good Terran builds too. So even though Jockey ended up losing that game, something good to look at and watch and learn from.
Yeah, some definite good stuff. All right, so then we have the SSL finals coming up. We have Dark versus Solar, which is 2 players that are good, are very good. I don't think we saw either of them getting this far though.
This is definitely a surprise, huh?
I wouldn't have guessed it.
ZVZ. I mean, we talked about it last week. Is Zergo underpowered? I don't know.
Apparently not for these 2.
Not these guys. Well, we know that Dark's damn good, right?
I think Dark's got it. I think he's just the more talented player. I mean, not that Solar's bad. I just think that Dark's got more experience. He has got the better standard play. But I almost want to guarantee we see like a 13, 12, 14, 14 almost every game.
Yeah, well, one interesting thing to say about the SSL versus the GSL. GSL has their own map set. This is all on ladder maps. So we're going to be seeing it all. We'll see New Gettysburg. We're going to see Daesan Station. We're going to see Galactic Process. Oh, it's going to be real. And if you're a Zerg player and you enjoy ZVZ, that's right. I'm talking to you, Narwhal.
Do you think we'll see any macro games, or do you think these will all be quick games, like under 10 minutes?
God, please show me. Here's the thing. I mean, ZVZ, I know it's a lot of fun to play the micro of Ling Bane, but I just want to see a game where there's Infestors or a Viper, a lurker. Give me something to watch here.
We'll see. Something more than just Ling Bane Roach.
Right. That's what I want.
Never seems to go past that.
And here's the thing about these 2 guys. They know when they have the opportunity to kill their opponent, and if they have the ability to do so on Roach Tech, they're going to do it, right?
Definitely.
I think I don't know. I think that Dark is a better player in other matchups, but I don't know if he's as strong of a favorite as he might be if you just look at how good of players they are. I think Solar might be a little bit not as much of an underdog as you think he is, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying Solar's bad. I'm just saying I think Dark is better.
Yeah,
they're both well. Like I said, they've gotten this far. Then they've proven that they're two of the best. But I just think Dark has more skill. I think he has more range. That's what I'm looking for. He's got more range.
I think so too, but I don't know if that's going to necessarily help him here as much as it does in other matchups. So I'll say Dark's probably the favorite here, and I'll take him to win it. But ZVZ, one Baneling hit and the whole game's changed, right?
That's true. I mean, I don't really like to watch too much ZVZ, but that's one that I'm looking forward to.
How can you not like ZVZ Toast?
It's boring. Oh, God. PvP best mirror matchup.
It's true. It's true. Here's one thing that I'm aside from the late game, aside from Lurker Tech or Brood Lords, anything we can get, both these guys have gotten to where they're at because they know how to drop their opponent. And I would just love to see some good drops. That would really
drops are sick.
Really be exciting. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the Korean scene. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's 2 finals and recapping another one, but that's all there's to talk about. So we'll just have to wait for the games to play out at this point.
Definitely. Moving forward, we got some StarCraft general news, balance patch. They currently have like a laddering system right now for the balance match. There's several proposed changes in addition to the ones that have been implemented already. These will be discussed. We'll probably get a little more in depth into it as we come up into BlizzCon. There'll probably be some blank space that we'll need to fill. So we'll get a little more in depth into that at that point, I think.
We can go over some VODs, maybe? A little bit of analysis of the balance patch test map.
Yeah, we'll see if we can't pull out some VODs and take a look at some of these differences maybe.
That actually would be a bad idea because here's the cool thing about this whole balance change is, like we said before, they're retooling the entire game. They're not saying, we're just going to change the attack speed on the Adept with Glaives to 20% from 30%. It's like a
attack speed of the
It's going to be way different. No Madanks. There's going to be some crazy energy ball that comes out from Tempest that's going to kill everything.
I think I think the Warp Prism needs an attack.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. Why the hell can't I overcharge?
Like a pylon. If it's a pylon mode, you should be able to overcharge it.
David
makes sense to me. Okay, all memes aside, I do think something that would be sick if they added on to it, because you remember how in Brood War they had the shield generator?
Yeah.
What if your units went inside the warp zone of the warp prism, had buff shields, and they were recharged faster?
I can't even keep a straight face, Toast.
I think that would be sick.
I think that Protoss needs that.
I think it would be sick. I'll take that over Blink DTs any day.
But yeah, the thing is, we have a lot going on right now to talk about. So I think this week and maybe even next week, recapping some of this Korean stuff, we have some great content to talk about in terms of this balance patch. And we're talking about getting people on the show. That'd be a great thing to talk about with some of them in the upcoming weeks. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for some balance patch news from the Dank Shrine.
All right, now we start going into the less pro scene. We will go into our minor league scene, go into the Born Gosu topics and our tournaments going on currently.
There's nothing minor about it, though. Really, I mean, this is where it's at.
I mean, we're in a minor league with major league talent, major league personalities, maybe.
There you go. Yeah, we try to bring it big, and the first thing we want to talk about is the CSL, the Star League, if you will, of Chobo Team League. We have a couple representatives from Born Gosu, and we're going to go ahead and focus on that. So let me pull up the bracket for everybody to look at. We have 3 players representing. Actually, I don't have that. Let me just pull this over and change this to scene 3. Yes.
There we go.
All right. So this is the group stages that we have for CSL. And we have 3 players that we want to focus on. Group A is Cyrex, and he's going to be playing a ZVZ against P. Sosa. Yeah.
Who he's beat before.
He's a home run champion, if you will, but Cyrex is going to go ahead and hit it out of the park. I'm hoping he does.
Not Sammy Sosa, P. Sosa.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so Cyrex is going to be playing a ZVZ. That's a matchup that I see him doing pretty well, and I know we were talking about that when we were previewing the group stages, so hopefully he'll go ahead and make it on and represent, because this is one of our only 2 opportunities for a Born Gosu member to make it on, because it regrets me to inform you all of it. Didn't make it through, boys. Group E here is Lilfram eliminated 0-2. Could not handle the link pressure from Cruel, and Sam spanked my rear end one day when I was all hungover.
He's Cruel's a decent player. Sam's beat him before, I know that, and Sam plays an interesting style. So
yeah, so Sam an opportunity here to make it out and represent against a really tough Zerg. But here's the thing: is Sam knows Cruel,
Yep,
and Sam's a good player.
definitely.
So yeah, Team Sam. I think I smell a win coming on. So yeah, Sam hopefully can go ahead and defend all that. I know Sam has a really interesting style for PvZ. I don't think it'll work against Cruel, but I know that he, like we said, he knows how Cruel plays, and I think he can take advantage of that.
Yeah, I do as well.
So go ahead and just give him your energy right now.
Send him your cancer.
That's right.
Do you think we should test Pisosa for PEDs?
Yeah, I mean, how thorough are we going here?
I mean, is that something that can actually help you in StarCraft as PEDs, or should we maybe like Adderall?
I think we should just test him for weed.
Test them for Red Bull? Would all fail.
Yeah, he might not pass that one, huh?
I might not pass that one.
I got one in the fridge. I'm driving tonight, so I'm gonna drink me some Red Bull for sure. So next we want to talk about CTL, which is the team league, which is what it's all about. You know, we talked a little bit about Born Gosu in the beginning, the intro, but borngosu.com, if you're looking for a team to join, this is what it's all about for us. We play other teams in the Chobo Team League, and
we're the Dankest team.
The
we're 2-1 right now,
and doing well.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're 2-1 right now. Now, guys, what this is going to actually be last week's matches. We're going to review what happened. If you're looking forward to what is going to happen in this week's matches, a preview, check out our newsletter.
Yeah, because the newsletter is absolutely fantastic. Who does that?
It's me.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Funny enough, I don't know how they. I just happened to plug that.
So check that out if you're in the clan and you haven't seen the newsletter. It's in the Born Gosu updates. It's pretty cool. Every week we talk about the matches that happened and just
we should talk
on and memeing it up.
Yeah, it's kind of like the meme of the week. I think that's actually what we should just call it instead of the newsletters. It's the meme of the week. Like what memes can we make?
It's pretty good though. But anyway, if you want to get a review on last week's matchups and the next week's matchups, check out the newsletter. And we'll be reviewing how last week's games went here.
Yeah, so game one, we had we were playing Guns N' Roaches. We had Atlas versus J-Re. I worked with J-Re on how to do this build correctly because if done properly, this build will work. He was going for a three-gate Stargate. So basically, you're going to proxy the Stargate, proxy one Robo, or proxy one Stargate, proxy one gateway, and then come in with your adepts, a couple stalkers, and then your oracle. And it's super hard to hold. If you do it right, it's so hard. I've done it a lot, and I've only lost maybe a handful of times while doing it to Masters and Diamonds players. Anything else, I've pretty much wrecked with it. That being said, what's that?
It's a strong build.
It is. It's very strong. It's hard. It's not in the meta yet. I've developed this, and I'm hoping it catches on. But anyway, so J-Re attempted this. He kind of got nervous, and he ended up expanding, and he kind of did like a weird timing, and it was just at the exact wrong time. And he was pretty much just hard countered. He lost all his units, and then just ended up getting rolled. That being said, everything prior to that had been good. I mean, had he not taken that expansion and just attacked like he originally had planned, he had a good chance to win.
Yeah,
I think he just got nervous.
When you're all in, you got to commit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard at that level. You know, he's a silver player. He's new. You know, he wants to do well. And, you know, it's something we had worked on, and I think old habits die hard.
Yeah, it's hard not taking an expansion. You're like, why do I not have a second base? I don't understand, but yeah, you learn, right?
Yep. Next game, we had game 2. We had Chopin versus what the? I can't remember how to say this guy's name. And
some funky Zerg. That's how you say it.
Yeah, it's his actual name backwards. I forget what it is. It's Dylan something or other. Anyway, so they played on Frost. Chopin played very, very well. He kind of played a standard thing. His biggest problem is he doesn't make adepts versus Zerg, which
they're so good. Have you seen how adepts kill workers, Toast?
Have you ever seen a +1 Glaives adept build just kill roaches? And then you're like, wait, shouldn't that not work? And you're like, well, no, not really, but it does.
So just don't counter adepts. Wait, no. not at all.
Hydras? No. Mutas? Yes.
What do I build? Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Adepts
Mass
really
Queen?
good. For those of you who are, I know a lot of our, this is one of our lower level players who's been practicing a lot, putting in a lot of good work. So, if Chopin's watching this or Chopin's watching this, thank you. You're doing a great job, and you'll get there. But I highly recommend Adepts. If you work with him today, mineral line, you'll kill some drones. That's how.
Yeah, he's got a better handle on it now.
Yeah, so it's a tough matchup. Zergs are hard to hold in the early game. They have all these filthy, nasty tricks, but once you get to the later game, I know Protoss has a lot of strength. So you just got to get there. And
the key is keeping the pressure on the Zerg. Force him to make things that isn't drones.
Yeah, Zergs are really good when they have a lot of drones.
Game of Drones.
That's right. So game 3, Honey Badger versus Austrian Oak. Oh.
Can we pause real quick? Austrian Oak. Every time in my head, I just get an image of like a German Professor Oak in my head, just like, which Pokemon do you want?
Oh, see, I imagine like Rambo with like a fully automatic, just unloading on everybody. But instead of it being in that kind of a gun, I guess it's just a grenade launcher, which is the Reaper gun, right? Whatever that M90 type gun or whatever it is they have, because he's building the Reapers and he's making it work. Absolutely.
Yeah, he is. He did the little skyhook build basically, and just shut the Honey Badger down.
Honey Badger gave an F right here.
Yep. Sorry, Patrick Peterson.
That's right. Well, game 4, we had Wobbs Utopian, our macro Zerg, on Daeson Station. And what are you going to do? It's a ZVT, and we got Wobbs out here. And all he wants to do...
Who was he playing? Matthew Perry?
That's right.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot that point about who the opponent was. Yeah.
We should. You know what? We should have had two. We should have had 2 pictures set up to show. Okay.
The comparison is uncanny.
Next time we have the Choba Weekly, and you see Uncommon, hit pause, Google Friends, look up Matthew Perry from Friends when he was younger, and that's what Uncommon looks like.
He does, but he's a pretty good Terran. I'll give him credit.
Yeah.
He put out a really good build against Wobbs, and all Wobbs wanted to do was just, make drones and get to Hive Tech. And Uncommon tried to let him not do that, but Wobbs was really able to stand up well under pressure. Uncommon was able to siege up with some Liberators and tanks down there near his gold base, and Wobbs did a great job of being able to take out his rocks, not trying to attack into some Terran siege mode, and eventually just shut it down. Was able to get up a bunch of Banelings and Zerglings and run through that Liberation tank zone and really wiped out Uncommon. And guess what he made? He made some ultras because you know why? He's our macro Zerg, and we love him.
Because why the fuck not?
That's right. So shout out to Wobbs for getting it done. Played a great game.
Maybe winning.
Side really did play well.
Maybe winning is what is uncommon for Uncommon.
Oh.
Oh.
The puns are real this week. Holy. So that was game 4. Great game by Wobbs.
All right, then we had a Warning versus Befallen. It was just a bad early game for Befallen. Bad placement. Warning got the link flood going, and then it just didn't stop. And once they're in, if they keep flooding and you can't fix it, it's hard to come back from the head.
The pain train. I know it. I know how that feels.
Yeah, we've all been there. You think the worst is when you think you've got the good wall in, and it's like, oh, I guess there was a space between that gate and pylon that I didn't see, and now lings.
Yeah, and they're everywhere.
And no pylon, and my other ship that wasn't done yet.
Oh, God,
perfect.
But yeah, nice build there by Befallen. Way to take advantage of, by Warning rather, taking advantage of Befallen, getting it done. A good job too. I think that's a good map to go for that kind of a build on, especially for his league. So great build, great execution. And who played next? It was Toast versus Champion, huh?
Yeah, Toast is oh my God, dude. If I have to watch this guy do the same build again, one more time, like week after week, and no one stop it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Doesn't he know how to do anything else?
No, he doesn't. And what the funniest, I think what was really funny is in the newsletter I put that I was gonna beat him in a straight up macro game.
Oh God!
It's like anyone who knows me knows that I'll beat him in a straight macro.
The memes.
It's like, what the fuck? No. Yeah. So kind of what we were talking about with Jay Ree's match. It was how that build is supposed to be done, and it was a complete booty slap. Like he was not prepared. Like he had the bunker with like one Marauder in it, and guess what? Marauders can't shoot up and it can't hit a Void Ray. So that was pretty much game over at that point. He tried to pull SCVs. I didn't even need a micro. And here's the thing. Let me just illustrate how strong this build can be. At the time, I was playing in a hotel on Wi-Fi, and I had 500 ping. And I'm not exaggerating. I had 500 ping. That's just how strong that build is. I'm not saying that that's how bad Champion is. I'm just saying that's how strong that build can be. Is every move I was making was 2 seconds delayed, and I even walked into like a Widow Mine. It didn't matter.
Protoss OP.
I'm the champion.
And Toast is good as hell.
Crown me. King me.
The next game we had was Game 7. Mashu against Gumball dead. Gumball really, really, really dead because Mashu absolutely laid it on. It seemed like you were watching a child, trying to box a grown man and just getting their tail kicked, their ass kicked really hard, if you will. I mean, props to Mashu. Mashu played this game. I know Mashu hasn't been, practicing a ton or rather playing in a bunch of CTL matches lately, but Mashu played really well. Was able to scout a DT build just by noticing that her Overlord was getting killed by some stalkers and prepared for it with spores, shut it down, went for Hydras, knew exactly when to counterattack. On the counterattack with a Ling Hydra push, was able to just kill the mothership core, knew what to target, took down the pylon she needed to. It seemed almost unfair.
The way I imagine is more like
tears from Gumball did when I was watching the VOD.
The way I imagine is more like Mashu is the kid with the magnifying glass, and Gumball dead was the ant.
Just
and it's like
burned, huh?
It thinks it can get away, and it's like, no, you can't. I'm sorry.
I can imagine Mashu being that person too.
He is that person. He's the personification of that exactly.
And Game 8, KU against Pursuit. Now, this is best of 3. I only saw one VOD. It was on Apotheosis, and KU played really well here. The last game I saw KU play on Apotheosis was a really nice Bane bust. This one was a lot more of a macro game, and KU kind of went for a Corruptor Ling Bane style and played really defensively, and was dang near able to win it because Ultras, that point where there's Ultras in a ZVT, and KU had 2 Ultras, and it was really close to being there. The chitinous plating wasn't quite done, and the Terran was able to get a gold base established. And I think if KU would have maybe played a little bit more counter attack, eventually he did, but it was a little bit too late. I think maybe a little bit more denying of that gold base, and it was right there. I know Pursuit looked like a really good player. It seemed, not floating very many resources here. So shout out to KU putting up a really good fight in a really close game. And I didn't see game 2 or 3, but I'm going to assume that
he's been, really he's been a little bit tilted lately, and he's ready for break, and that's why we brought Narwhal back in. He's ready for a little break. It's well deserved. KU, you've done great for us. We appreciate everything you've done. You're a great admin. Time to take a little break.
And Ochi, straight up.
All right, let's jump into our BGSL real quick, and then we'll jump into our Twitter question. I feel like we're running a little heavy on the time.
All right.
So first we have Banana Keeks, which is banana cookies in German, versus Skyhook. Who do you take?
I'll go with Skyhook. 37 SCVs, all you need.
I'll take that too. Next we have Ulkin versus Wabatopian, which I think will be our closest match. I will take Ulkin.
And I got to say, I played against Wobbs a little bit this week. Wobbs playing strong. I think all the refreshing college beverages or something like that really helping. So I'll go Wabatopian here.
I think the Ulkin's special tactics will help. All right, so we have Savage Sam versus how do you say this guy's name?
I know it's Matt. I think it's M Nadu, but
Manadu.
Yeah, but I know he goes by Matt. So.
Matt, okay. Sam versus Matt. I'll take Sam just because he's a little bit higher level than Matt is.
Yeah, I think Matt's a little bit newer. I'll take Sam. Yeah. Sam's been playing really well lately.
All right, and then we have Shine KO versus you.
Yeah,
which I'll take you. I'll take you in the upset. If you do my build, I say you win.
Dude, no. Well, that's true. Well, hey, they don't give away my secrets. But I think I got a little bit lucky to get here. I got the walkover previously, but I apparently have a lot of support from like some sort of chat or something, and all you guys are a bunch of memers. But I think got a pretty good handle on this matchup. I know he hates it, but
I think he'll be too busy playing Pokemon to beat you.
That's true. You know what? The Poke memes are strong, so maybe I get an upset here. If I was betting though, I'd go Shine. But we'll see if we can get good games for the fans.
And then the last thing we want to talk about our prize pool. First place is going to take 30, second 20, and then third place $10.
That's right.
That prize money has been put up by Tim. Shouts out to Tim again. Dicks out. Tim, you're the best. We love you.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that bracket up really quickly so that everybody can get a look at it. Yeah, that's where
there we go. So, yeah. Banana Keeks, Skyhook, Alkin, Wobbs, Savage Sam, Matt.
And as you can see, we got a lot of green down here, and Shine does not like green, so rip.
Exactly. Speaking of Shine, we'll go right into our final segment for today's show, the Twitter question. So, guys, again, we need more than this. We can't just get our own members to give us these. So, if you're watching, we need to remember at Dank Shrine. We'll answer your questions. Shine asks, Shine says, I guess, nice VOD. Since you are not the Dark Archon, but instead the Dank Archon, what casting abilities would you have instead, if any?
Well, I'll go first, and I'd say pronunciation, because apparently I don't know how to say Dank Archon, and it sounds like Dark Archon.
Dank. I would say if I have a casting ability, I'm not for sure if he means casting like talking or casting as in like cast a spell.
That's a good way to take it, and he didn't specify. So
I think if I have an ability to cast, if I'm a spellcaster, my ability will to be to have the dankest memes pop into your head at the exact moment when it's convenient for me. So maybe I need a distraction, and I can just dank meme you real quick, and that takes you off for a couple seconds because you're just you're paralyzed with the dankness.
Oh, I could have used that one at work today.
The boss asks you something. You mean this? He starts crying. I miss Harambe so much.
What day is it? Yeah. It's Labor Day. Or, it's Groundhog Day, and every day Harambe's dead. Jesus Christ.
Every day is Harambe Day.
So do we have anything else to go over? No. Just any questions you guys want to shout out to us on the Twitter, twitter.com. Yep. It's at Dank Shrine. And like we said earlier, if you want to put in your predictions for any of the games that are going on this weekend, whether it's a finals game or the WCS Copa America, go ahead and tweet those or just put them in the comments on the YouTube page. And thanks for checking us out this week, and we'll be back at you again next week for week 4 edition of the Dank Shrine.
The last thing before we sign off real quick is we did have one more question. Sam asked, are we going to have any guests soon or something? And actually, yes, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, we are going to have one of our pro players, one of our pro friends on. He plays for Psystorm Gaming. We're talking about Psystorm Migraine. He's a Protoss player. He's GM ranked 150 at the moment. He's been a little bit low, but I know he's been really busy with work as of late. He's ready to jump back on that train. He's been helping True a lot. I know that. So we're going to be very excited to have him. We're going to ask him a couple questions, see what it's like to be a pro, and maybe some of the questions you guys have.
Yeah. So if you got anything you want to ask somebody that's been around kind of playing at the higher levels, has played with some really good players or whatever, go ahead and put them on the Twitter, and we'll go ahead and see you next week and answer your questions then.
Until then, guys, take it easy and stay dank.
Absolutely.